Yes, this nigga Tory shot me. You shot me.
All right, so I just wanted to hop back on here. It's been a minute since I uploaded a video to this channel, but I just had to make a video about this because I found the story to be extremely interesting. It's a lot of moving parts to it. The trial is about over with. Tory Lanez will not be convicted. Megan Thee Stallion lied. It's just a bunch of drama. People love drama. And it's a lot of videos circulating on social media already covering this, but I kind of got a different angle I wanted to hit it on, and I'll, go through some of the things that I've discovered. And as you see, I labeled the video Jealousy, Lies, and Lust of a Stallion, because Meg Thee Stallion, she got some issues, man. And if you look at the way this situation unfolded, Megan Thee Stallion, as we've discovered, has a pattern of doing something that caused this whole situation to blow out of control and become what it is today. So I brought some receipts, got some good footage, and there's this female who is like a celebrity blogger, and she's got some really good testimony that she was able to observe in the courtroom. She goes by Malalo Grogram or something like that. I might have butchered her name, but I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard of her already. But Meg Thee Stallion was allegedly shot in her foot, and she had implicated Tory Lanez 2 years ago, as we know. But after hearing Kelsey's testimony, her friend Kelsey Nicole, who she's no longer friends with, they fell out over Tory Lanez. It just is a lot of holes in Meg's story. She admitted that she lied during the previous testimony, and it's just a lot of stuff that's come out. And there's a much deeper issue here that I wanted to point out that I don't think any other YouTubers are going to point out regarding the situation. So here we go.
Of the trial against rapper Tory Lanez included highly anticipated testimony today. Rapper Megan Thee Stallion arrived at a Los Angeles courthouse this morning where she testified about what she says happened on the night of July 12th, 2020. Performer Tory Lanez is accused of shooting her after a night out, but his attorney claims that he's innocent and that this is all just a case of jealousy. ABC's Zareen Shah was in the courtroom today. Zareen, what did Megan say happened that night?
Lindsay, it wasn't just what she said happened, it's how she said it. She was really emotional in court today. She said this story is not just about a shooting. This story is about who I had sex with. You remember yesterday the defense, they were really pitting her against her friend, talking about the fact that they shared intimate partners, multiple intimate partners. She said in court today, I had just done a song with Beyonce. I did something of my dreams and I was shot at. And she said, they're calling this the Megan Thee Stallion trial. I am not on trial. I wish he would have killed me. If I knew I would have to go through this torture, I wish he would have killed me. She did say a lot that was very, very important, aside from just some of the really emotional things that she said. She dropped some bombshell. She says that Tory offered her $1 million to keep quiet. That he said, please don't say anything. And that he told her, I was already caught with a gun. I'm on probation. She says he was not worried about her at all.
Wow, really dramatic testimony there. And what did Tory's attorney tell you that their goal was for the cross-examination today?
You know what, I asked him right before lunch. I said, so what's your goal? What do you hope to accomplish today? He said, we're going to show how she lies. And you could certainly tell sitting in that courtroom that that was their goal. The attorney said, the defense attorney said, you lied on national TV. Megan said, yes. He said, you lied to Detective Stogman. She said, yes. He said, you lied about having an intimate relationship with Tory. She said, yes. Look, we know that she has not been truthful about her intimate relationship with Tory. She now says that they did have an intimate relationship. And then the defense attorney pressed her on some really granular details. And there were some moments where she said, I don't remember. I could have. Maybe. You could tell that he was really trying to poke holes in her story, too, that she gave to her lawyers. He also said yesterday, Lindsay, and this was one of the most interesting things that I think he said yesterday, he said there was a witness who saw a female with a gun. It's a really important detail. And then my producer, Abby, saw the lawyer today, and she said, you know, can you clarify this? What do you mean about with a gun? And I pressed him upstairs about this as well, and he says...
So that was quite a bit of information that was, you know, told by the news reporter out there in California. And this was all towards the end of last week, after things wrapped up. Today is Monday, of course, but just like I said, this case has a lot of moving parts to it. She talked about how a female had the gun. They shared multiple intimate partners, and y'all keep that part in mind because that's gonna connect the dots to this whole situation getting out of control. Meg Thee Stallion and her homegirl are basically sharing dick. I don't understand why they doing that, but Meg Thee Stallion is the ringleader. So here we go with a little bit more.
Kelsey is done testifying. We're on a 15-minute break. This has to be quick. The key moment of her testimony, I think, has to come down to when the defense attorney elicited testimony from her suggesting that there was a physical altercation between her and Meg. Kelsey seemed very hesitant answering these questions, like she didn't want to say. However, she then said, hey, we both got out of the car. You will remember Meg testified that Meg got out of the car. She does not know where Kelsey was. Kelsey was on the passenger side, and that she turned around and she saw Tory shooting at her. Kelsey testified that this part she remembers. She and Meg both got out of the car, and that there was a physical altercation. Kelsey described it as a bump. The defense attorney was like, really? You guys are super drunk? You just got into a yelling match with her over the fact that she was hooking up with Tory without you knowing. You also mentioned to her that this wasn't the first time she betrayed you like that. She had done it with one other guy. Interestingly, the defense had said it was Ben Simmons and DaBaby. Kelsey said, I only named one name. She didn't confirm if it was Ben Simmons or DaBaby. And the defense attorney's like, so after all that, you guys both get out of the car, and all that happened between the two of you was a bump? I'll tell you, I don't think anybody in the room believes that the only thing that happened between Meg and Kelsey that night as far as a physical altercation is a bump, especially not when the rest of the testimony confirmed that other than discussing how she's going to be moving out of the Airbnb that she was staying at with Meg and she's going to be going somewhere else, other than a brief communication about her living arrangement, the two of them have not spoken. They have not called each other on the phone. They have not met in person. They do not talk.
So for those of y'all that don't know, many of you probably already know, they was at a party at Kylie Jenner's house, and Meg left with Kelsey first, but Tory Lanez was still there. He was in the pool, and I think he was just kind of flirting and, you know, vibing with Kylie Jenner. You know how the celebrities do. They all kind of hook up with each other. That's just what they like to do for some weird reason. But when Meg Thee Stallion came back, she supposedly left a slipper or something. You know, she came back and Tory, you know, eventually left after she came back. I think Kylie even kicked them out because they might have been arguing in there. They was acting a fool. And I'm going to let the celebrity blogger go ahead and start breaking things down as what she observed in the court.
She said, yeah, but all of us were drunk. And they just specified again that she was laughing obnoxiously. They said, did you see Tory flirting with Kylie? They say, yes. Kelsey said, yes. They said, did you see Megan while he was flirting with Kylie? She said, yeah. They said, how did Megan look while he was flirting with Kylie? They said, Megan looked irritated. Okay.
So, yeah, the girl that was in the courthouse that heard the testimony, Meg Thee Stallion, saw Tory Lanez interacting with Kylie Jenner and did not like what she was seeing.
She said there is absolutely no doubt that Tory stayed at the home with Kylie and that everybody left at the same time in the vehicles. They said, so anyone, and this will be Megan because that's who said it. They said, so anyone saying that EJ was gone already, so that they basically needed to ride with Tory. Anybody that said that EJ was gone already, they lied? Kelsey said yes. They said, anyone saying that y'all only left once lied? She said yes. Okay. We go to Tory in the pool, Tory in the swimming pool. They say, how long was it before, once y'all left, did y'all come back to Kylie's house? She said, I don't know how long it was, but it was a short amount of time. They said, whose idea was it to go back to Kylie's house? Megan's idea. They said, why? They said, because Megan said that she had left a slipper. They said, were there any comments about Kylie and Tory in the house? Did Megan make any comments about them when she got in the car? She said Megan was in the front seat, so she didn't see her expression to know, you know, maybe the look on her face and her reaction, and it was dark and late. But All she did say, or something she said, was he want to stay there with Kylie. That's what she said. So they go back to Kylie's home. She said, Megan the only one, that wanted to go back. Then they said, did she have a slipper with her when she came back and got in the car? She said, I don't know. They said, did she come out with Tory? She said, not necessarily at the exact same time, but back to back. So if Megan came out first, then Tory came out shortly after.
So bridging to the next clip that we're going to hear, keep in mind where we at. They leave the party. They go back and get Tory. Meg Thee Stallion was giving Tory a kind of irritated look because she saw that he was flirting with Kylie Jenner. He was having a good time. Keep in mind that Megan Thee Stallion has slept with Tory multiple times on the low. Before he slept with Megan Thee Stallion, he was sleeping with her friend Kelsey Nicole. Kelsey had Tory first, and then Meg came behind her and started sleeping with him. And then Tory Lanez is flirting with Kylie. So at the moment, it seems like Tory Lanez is the hot dick of the party. He the one that's got all these women fawning over him. But Kylie Jenner, I don't think she really wanted him like that. She was just entertaining him. They were just having a good time. She got a baby with Travis Scott, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, they leave the party. They are arguing in the car. And then Kelsey Nicole gets into the argument to defend Meg Thee Stallion. Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion was arguing, and Kelsey jumped in. And then that's when Tory Lanez was like, I don't know why you trying to defend her. She be snaking you behind your back, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Meg Thee Stallion was clearly in her feelings. She said, stop the car. She hops out of the car, and she goes to sit at a bus stop while she's in her bikini.
The argument leaving was about when y'all left that bus stop. So after this first stop that y'all make, they said, was that argument when y'all got back in about Megan sleeping with Tory? She said, yes. They said, was the primary argument about her backstabbing you? Is that what this argument was about in the vehicle? Kelsey said, yes. They said, were you hurt? She said, yes. And they said, and you gave a couple of names of other instances of her backstabbing you. She said, yes. They said, but we're not going to say their names. Before they said Ben Simmons and the baby. They said, we're not going to say no names, but isn't it true that, you were hurt and that you said, yeah, you backdoored me with such and such? She said, yes. And I said one name of a person that she had backdoored me with. I'm going to use, my brain to take an educated guess and say that maybe the baby is the person in question.
So things are pretty heated at this point. Meg Thee Stallion got out of the car in her bikini. Her and Kelsey Nicole are yelling at each other. I think she comes back to the car. Kelsey Nicole gets out of the car. As we heard the first guy say a few clips ago, there was a physical altercation between Kelsey and Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion allegedly had a gun in the front where she was sitting. Meg Thee Stallion was in the front passenger side, and Kelsey and Tory were in the back. Allegedly, Meg Thee Stallion may have grabbed her gun because they say Kelsey's a real street chick, so she might have been afraid. They were all drunk, talking shit, arguing. Meg Thee Stallion and her feelings about Tory. Kelsey Nicole is upset at Meg for sleeping with men that she may have been sleeping with behind her back. And in my opinion, if they're going to do all that, they might as well get together and have a threesome. I don't know why Meg Thee Stallion feel the need to go behind that girl and sleep with all her dudes. But anyway, what I personally believe happened was they were fighting with each other, and the gun may have went off, and maybe the gun, one of the bullets hit the ground and it ricocheted and hit her foot. Some stories say she had a piece of glass that cut her foot, but we'll never know the truth because it's a lot of lying going on. And on this next clip, you will hear a clip that the prosecutor was talking about to Kelsey Nicole, where she lied, making a statement back in September of this year. So Meg Thee Stallion had the gun. Kelsey Nicole and her got into an altercation, and I think what happened was Tory Lanez may have got out of the car to try to break it up, because in the next couple of clips you'll hear about gunpowder residue, and uh, Kelsey Nicole and Tory Lanez both had gunpowder residue on their bodies, but they never tested Meg Thee Stallion for gunpowder residue. So it's just a bunch of, like I said, intricate parts to this story. So here we go.
That happened. So then they go to September 2022. They said, were you being truthful in September 2022? Oh no, they said, is it true that you weren't being truthful in September? And she said, yes, true, I wasn't being truthful. They said, did you tell the prosecution what they wanted to hear to be done with this? She said, I told them what I wanted. I wanted to be out of this. And then they said, you lied about a lot in those transcripts. And she said, yes. They said, did you lie about who the shooter was? She said, I didn't see the shooter. All right. Now we do a redirect, and Kathy Ty is back up there. Kathy shows the message that Kelsey sent to Justin. They said, did you send this in the car? She said, yes. And they said, why? They said, she said, because I was in a panic. They said, when you were panicked, why did you blame Tory? She said, because I assumed after I heard some shots. And she said, there were only 4 people in the car, right? She said, yeah. And then they said, so you knew she had got shot, right? She said, Megan's team told me she stepped on glass. They said, Megan didn't shoot herself, right? They said, I don't think so. Kelsey said, I don't think so. They said, Jaquan wasn't in a fight, right? They said, no. They said, you didn't shoot Megan, correct? She said, no. They said, so is that why you assume that Tory did it? She said, yes. They say, were you panicked when you sent Megan pictures of this bruise?
So as you can hear during that exchange, that was basically her talking about the prosecutor speaking with Kelsey Nicole, Meg Thee Stallion's former best friend. And they were going over an account she gave back in September of 2022. And basically Kelsey didn't want to have anything to do with this case. She wanted to get out of it. But of course, she played a very, vital role in this whole incident, whether she wanted to or not. And they just had to have her in court. So, they were wondering why the whole blame Tory Lanez, came about. And she didn't actually see Tory Lanez shoot Meg Thee Stallion. Tory Lanez wasn't even, outside when they first got into their altercation. He had to come in. And like I said, there's no testimony from Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez has an attorney. And Tory Lanez has not been called to the stand, and he may not get called to the stand. Tory Lanez even had a gag order against him after this incident happened, to where he wasn't supposed to talk about the case at all, since he was the one being implicated in everything. He's the one that's facing like 20 years. But it's just a bunch of holes in both their stories. Meg has been proved to be a liar. Kelsey Nicole has been proven to be a liar. And on this next clip, you're going to hear her talk about the gunshot residue expert, some woman out there in LA County who specializes in gunshot residue.
So then we pulled up Stacey Vandershaft. Stacey Vandershaft is a criminalist who focuses on trace analysis. So this is the woman they brought in as the gunshot residue expert. She stated that somebody could get gunshot residue on them if they're within at least 18 feet of the gun going off, 18 feet, or being touched and all that kind of shit like that. And then she went over in great detail, gunshot residue, how it works, what she does when she's breaking it down, and the software that they have, and a very knowledgeable woman about that. And so she went over all of that. They said, what's the furthest that you've seen particles travel? She said, studies have been done, and the max that I've read, per my knowledge, is 18 feet. They said, your work here, what did you do? She said, I examined 3 gunshot residue kits. For Kelsey, only 3. Megan was never tested. Kelsey, yeah. Kelsey, Tory, and Jaquan. They said, was Daystar Peterson's sample positive? She said, yes. They said, was Kelsey's gunshot residue report, was it positive? Yes. Yes. It was on her hands. They confirmed that Kelsey had gunshot residue on her hands. So they said, you took a sample from her hand. Is it possible that Kelsey could have shot that gun and that Tory ran over to try to stop her and that he could have gotten gunshot residue on him. She said, yes, that is possible. Absolutely. They said, was there any gunshot residue on Jaquan? She said, no. No.
So as you can hear from the account from the gunshot residue expert, 3 out of the 4 people that were tested, 3 out of the 3 people that were tested, Megan Thee Stallion was not tested for gunpowder residue. I wonder why. You guys probably know this, but Megan Thee Stallion is signed with Roc Nation. Roc Nation is a very powerful record label. They got a lot of money. I think Jay-Z is, probably one of the big kahunas in that. That's why it's called Roc Nation. But Tory Lanez was actually courted by Roc Nation. They wanted to sign him, but he said no, he wanted to remain independent. So that may be a big motive as to why they're trying to throw Tory Lanez under the bus, because Tory Lanez is a pretty talented guy. I haven't heard much music from him lately, but over the past few years, he has been a pretty hot artist, had a lot of pretty decent hits, and that they wanted to get an artist on their team that they can make money off of, like any other record label. And I believe that Roc Nation kind of got their hand in this whole situation as well. I wouldn't be surprised. The music industry is very, very cutthroat, as we all know. It's a dirty game, and I strongly believe that's a big part of the reason why they have no problem throwing Tory under the bus like this, and it's not right. But it's one more clip with her and DJ Academics, and now I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
We might never know who pulled the trigger, but this case
trash.
Trash.
This is one of the sloppiest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. For people to supposedly have so much money and to have so much backing and to have just supposed to be these bomb ass lawyers and all that. This was sloppy as fuck.
You gotta love the commentator Milagro. She is hood as hell, but she's smart and she knows what she's talking about. And I agree with her 1,000%. This is a very, very sloppy case, and it's just too many holes in Megan Thee Stallion's story. It's too many holes in Kelsey Nicole's story. I'm not a lawyer, but I am a person who's very familiar with the law. I have a degree in political science, and I took quite a few law courses in college. I may actually go get my master's, but we'll see what happens. So Kelsey Nicole did a little diss track for those of y'all that probably heard it, and she kind of explains how she was feeling at the time. And at the end of the day, this story is about lust, this story is about lies, and this story is about jealousy. And Megan Thee Stallion is the common denominator in all of it.
Yeah, who I'm taking shots at? Bitch, I'm busting you. I'm talking to that same bitch that crashed that boat on 42. It's a shame we're here today. Truth be told, it's cause of you. Couldn't control your little feelings. Look what dick is costing you. It was all good, yeah, about a week ago. Shout out Bobby Smarter, but this bitch is really cheap. If I was the one with the gun, you would've heard about a murder. Said her back was turned, but that girl know who really hurt her. Never been a jealous friend, and the people really know it. If you would've kept it solid, then I would've been told it. See, I really thought I knew you, thought that you would keep it G. If you wanna talk gangsta, bitch, I'm really from the street. Imagine lying to the DA saying I took some hush money. Put a muzzle on your friends, all acting like some crash dummies. Got my chain snatched? Damn, here you go lying. Be an A-list celeb, you doing too much trying. Where I get this money from? Bitch, you knew I was a hustler. The way she did 1501, shoulda knew I couldn't trust it. Protect black women, huh? But you sending threats to me. Damn, I thought that you was silent, now the joke's on me. Damn, I ain't wanna have to do this, but you steady shooting shots. Dad said if I spoke, that a sex tape could drop. Was never supposed to be against each other, this what y'all made it. I'ma still live it up, yeah, I know y'all really hate it. Sucking dick behind my back, who really on their knees? You an overachiever, all you do is succeed. Claiming you a pimp, huh? But you slipping on your Mac and are you lying to your label? Do they really?
So yeah, Miss Protect Black Women, Miss Megan Thee Stallion, concocted this whole lie. She didn't want to probably have no negative publicity associated with herself. She may have shot herself. Kelsey may have shot that gun. Who knows? We'll never know the truth, like DJ Academic said in the podcast he did with that reporter chick. We ain't gonna never know the truth. And there's no incontrovertible proof that Tory Lanez shot the gun. We'll never know who really did it. There's no video footage of the incident. Megan Thee Stallion's bodyguard is missing. He ain't came to court. It's just a lot going on that will exonerate Tory Lanez. He's going to be exonerated of shooting Meg Thee Stallion. And this is a major problem that we have in our society. We always believe the woman's side of the story first if it involves a man allegedly harming her. But women lie. Women lie all the time. Men lie, women lie. We should be treated equal. And until we have some real reform in the justice system, you're going to continue to see this type of stuff happen. So even if Tory Lanez is innocent, his reputation has been permanently damaged. You had a lot of people that was dissing him, saying he hurt her and all this bullshit. And in reality, she might have shot herself or got shot by that other girl. It's only one or two people who caused that gun to go off. It was either Kelsey Nicole or Megan Thee Stallion. That's the bottom line. Tory Lanez wasn't even involved in the scuffle. He was just the reason why they were scuffling. So Megan Thee Stallion, you know, she's not a bad looking girl. You know, she's tall, she's voluptuous, she got a big butt, big thighs. I like what I see when I look at her, but you know, the girl has been linked to a lot of men already, and these are the men that we know about. You know, you got the basketball player Ben Simmons, allegedly. We don't have no evidence to say that it happened, but you heard what the people in the courtroom said. We see the white boy kissing up on her, G-Eazy. This was a little while ago, but that's her. That's him, not Photoshop. We've heard allegations about the baby. I mean, like I said, I'm not in Hollywood, so I don't know what's going on. We know she dated Moneybagg Yo. Everybody remember that. And then, of course, the situation with Tory Lanez. So at least 4 out of 5 of men up here she either pictured with or admitted to sleeping with. So if she don't slow her roll, by the time she get into her early 30s, her vagina is going to be blown out. She ain't going to have no pussy walls left. But that's what she want to do. This is Miss Hot Girl Summer. She need to call it Thought Girl Summer. But this is not a good look for Meg Thee Stallion. I know she lost her mother. She lost her grandmother. But losing somebody or having deaths in your family does not mean you should be a whore. And, of course, we know that the music industry is wicked. We know you got to sell your soul to make it real big. You know, you see her in a devil costume I got up here. She just seems to have went off on the deep end. I don't know if she has any previous sexual trauma. Most women that look good, that have, you know, class about themselves and have any type of self-esteem or self-worth and self-love, they would never give their body out to this many dudes. Yeah, you young, have your fun, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, but man, it's just not a good look, man. This whole sexual revolution, you can do what you want to do, you know, being sexually liberated, the slut walk, all that shit, man, that ain't it. That ain't it. Celebrity or not, that type of culture is not good. You do not do yourselves any favor by doing that, being loose like that, male or female. So when she do get ready to settle down, Megan Thee Stallion is not Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was a actually very talented rapper, and Meg got bars, but Nicki Minaj's repertoire of music is way more diverse than Megan Thee Stallion. Nicki Minaj rapped about a lot of stuff. Megan Thee Stallion seemed to only rap about sex, fucking, getting dudes for their money. You know, the WAP song she did with Cardi B, shaking her ass, popping her puss. That's all she rap about as far as I can tell. So I don't think Megan Thee Stallion is going to have as long and successful of a career as Nicki Minaj. I may be wrong. I'm not hating on the girl. I'm just keeping it a buck. And what about the whole girl code? Like, why is Megan Thee Stallion going behind her friend sleeping with all the dudes that her friend got? You know, they just keep swapping ding-a-ling. That's just really crazy to me. And apparently Megan Thee Stallion is the one going behind Kelsey Nicole's back. That's weird. That's really weird. That's why I said Megan Thee Stallion has a problem. She need to go get some therapy. That's insane to me. Where's the girl code at? Don't y'all got a girl code? You know what I'm saying? She moving like a dude. And as I'm a man, and I don't even want to smash behind my partners. Like, if I know a chick done been with one of my partners, she off limits to me. It's so many other beautiful women out here, and I'm in Atlanta, so it's single black women galore here. A lot of them ain't really worth marriage, but that's another conversation for another video. you can get so many different people to kick it with you and vibe with. Why you got to go mess with somebody that your people messing with? That's insane to me. But I don't know. They definitely got into it over Tory Lanez. Maybe he did something that she never had done before. I don't know what that brother was doing, but he did something that blew her mind. Got all this drama going to court and stuff. So he allegedly got shot. Whether she got shot or not, it shouldn't even come down to all this. This is a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of resources. She could be making more music or doing something else constructive with her life. But that's it. I'm done. Video is already 30 minutes. I appreciate y'all that sat here and listened to me and watched the video. Hit the like button for me, subscribe, share. Peace.